Hey, y'all, Elise Smith here, and welcome to the Socially Ausome Podcast, where we empower mompreneurs to implement simple social media strategies into their businesses and elevate their online presence. I'm a mompreneur of three, an affiliate marketer, a network marketer, an influencer, a social media marketing agency owner, and your personal guru. I am here to give you tips, tricks, and tools that you need to build your social media business. Let's dive in. Hey, welcome back to the Socially Ausome channel. Elise Smith here. I am so excited to bring something kind of new and different to the podcast today and really share a little bit of my story and how my son's autism really not only inspired me to start my business, but has really helped me thrive in my business. And I hope that this inspires you and you kind of see a different perspective of your online business from today's episode. So without further ado, let's dive right in. So if you don't know my story, I started my first business online in June of 2022, and I was really kind of between a rock and a hard place. I had no business experience. I didn't really have a following on social media or anything like that. Of course, I had Instagram and TikTok and Facebook and would scroll for fun, but I actually did digital marketing in corporate. So I knew the elements of how to market a product, and I knew the elements of the importance of social media, but I definitely did not have any kind of business or brand or anything along those lines. But the reason I decided to dive headfirst into entrepreneurship was my son, Caden. So mom of three here. And my middle child, Caden, has autism spectrum disorder. And I found myself at my job, really struggling internally and physically, trying to be in multiple places at one time. And we were really kind of new in his diagnosis and trying to get him as many therapy options as possible. We knew that early intervention was key to the success that he would have later down the road. And I would get these calls because I had him on every waiting list possible. Mississippi doesn't have the best resources, by the way, but I would get a call and say, hey, we had a cancellation for occupational therapy at 11. Can you be here at 11? Well, I'm at my job 30 minutes away from him, right? And how am I supposed to be in two places at one time? But then I had this severe mom guilt of, well, if he doesn't get these sessions, he's never going to make the progress we want. So that was kind of the internal struggle I had for quite a few months. And, I've been watching all these other moms on TikTok just killing it. And I'm thinking to myself, I do digital marketing for a living, for a huge corporation. Why am I not doing this for myself? So that was kind of the realization moment that I had where I was going, you know what? I could build a business out of the skills I already had. So getting my thoughts straight here, because this is kind of a vulnerable episode for me. That was the push that I needed, right? The inspiration I needed to say, okay, I need to figure out how to make this work, put my family first while still making an income, because I knew I couldn't just be a stay-at-home mom and not have any kind of income. We weren't going to be able to survive that way. We definitely wouldn't be able to afford the therapy that way. So that's why I started. But when I really started looking at, okay, how do I want to be known on social media? What kind of brand do I want? Do I want to use my name? Do I want a brand name? Do I want to, what kind of handles do I want? And looking at naming my LLC, I decided to use that inspiration from Caden in the name. So if you're never heard this before, that is why Ausome is spelled AUSOME. You very often will see that in the autism community. So that kind of inspired me with the name, but then also really helped me build the brand of, what values do I want my brand to be known for? What mission do I want to do? What is possible for this brand? And I'll tell you, just from studying my son, and just watching his progress and watching him go from completely nonverbal to, man, he talks your head off these days. But I noticed that, Caden goes through life as the sweetest soul. He's kind to everyone, no matter, who you are, what size you are, what color you are, how you talk, it doesn't matter. He doesn't notice any of that, right? But he also really is not worried about what people think or what people are doing or saying or all of these things that we get as digital marketers, right? That imposter syndrome, that what are my friends and family going to think when I put this on social media? I know people are probably talking about me. They're probably looking to see how many followers I have. Like all of these outside perspectives we let run our life. And Caden does not, right? He is not bothered by what you're doing or what you're saying. He does whatever he feels inspired to do, whatever he feels inspired to say. He is 1000% his authentic self. And some of that can be just, with children on the spectrum, and I'm not a specialist on autism at all, but, they are less in tune to social cues and different things like that. But it allows him to be 1000% himself, 1000% authentic, show up as he is, not worried about what other people think, and always trying to help someone, right? If he notices that you are, distressed, or he notices that you are needing help, he will offer without a worry in the world about what he's going to get out of it. And just those different pieces that he brings to the table. Now, I love all three of my kids, so I know this seems like, wow, favoritism, but this is just something that I've noticed from him and his personality and how he perceives the world. And it's driven me to do the same thing in my business, right? To not be worried about what's in it for me, to not be worried about what are my friends and family going to think if I make that TikTok today, not be worried about, oh, well, this creator is doing more than me. And it's led me and it's kept me really grounded in why I started to begin with, and continuing to serve others without what is in it for me, right? What's in it for me. It also has really pushed me to be 1000% authentic on social media. You don't see me get all dolled up or be someone I'm not, right? I'm always showing up in a t-shirt and a hat, and that's who I am in real life, right? That's who I am in real life. And it's just really been the staple of the Socially Ausome brand. And it's what I try to convey in my message every single time I show up to someone. And every single time I show up on my social media, I try to bring that message of be who you are, wear your crown. That's why there's a crown in my logo. Wear your crown, serve your audience, and screw the rest, right? Like, screw the rest. I mean, sales and opt-ins and all these things are so important, but it reminds me that, obviously you've heard this before. Money is the root of evil. You've also heard, money can't buy happiness. And I agree and disagree with that statement. It's kind of up there with oxygen, right? We need it to survive, but it's really kept me focused on the clarity in my business and the confidence that I can do all things, and the reason I started to begin with. And I really hope that, this speaks to you. I really hope that this episode brings some value to you, that it doesn't matter what has happened in the past. It doesn't matter what other people are saying, what other people are thinking. Wear your crown, stand tall, drown out the noise, and be exactly who you are, serve exactly who you want to serve. And when you wake up and you have that confidence and that clarity in your business, everything else falls into place. I'll have to do a whole other episode on that, but I started my first business in social media management. I built it to multi six figures, and then decided, this doesn't align with me anymore. This isn't providing me with clarity and confidence anymore. This isn't what I want to do anymore. And I started over from scratch in August of 2023. So that'll be a whole other episode, but it just goes to show that money isn't everything, right? I had the money coming in. I had the contracts coming in. To me, it's more important that I feel good in my gut and in my heart about what I'm doing, who I'm serving, and what I'm putting out into the world, because ultimately what you put out into the world is what you will receive in return. So Very different episode, I get it, totally, but I would love to hear your feedback. If you'd like more kind of behind the scenes like this, feel free to screenshot that you're listening to this, throw it in your stories, tag me, socially.awesome on Instagram, so I can celebrate you investing in your business and learning more. And if you're not already in my free Facebook community, Socially Awesome Entrepreneurs, 10 out of 10 recommend you jump in there. In the show notes below, I'll have the link for you to do that. But it's my free community where I, give my best tips, my best trainings. I go live weekly to help you grow your business online. And I cannot wait to connect with you and really just help you wear your crown the way it should be worn. So until next time, make it simple, make it social, and make it awesome.